What's good, everybody? Here's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And you guys know today I'm talking about Tiffany Haddish. And man, does she have an interesting story out here right now. And it broke yesterday, right? And let me just talk about this before I get into it. The country is going through a tumultuous time, all right? Not only the country, but the world, when it reflects on the coronavirus and how that has affected everything. But then with, the police things going on, the riots going on, all of this, it has made the country, very volatile, all right, in many different ways. And many entertainers are talking about, different situations, what can be done, solutions to the problem. But see, Tiffany Haddish has a solution, all right? And what she's saying is that withholding sex, what can happen is this could end racism.
Wow.
Now, this was at a Hollywood, an interview, and she could be joking, but I think that this is actually her solution. And this is a solution that I've heard before, right? There was a lot of gang violence going on in the city of Chicago. And there was one sister in particular that said that the women in this particular community should stop having sex with the gang members. So that would cause, violence to go down, right? So pretty much, if these gang members were not getting the nookie from their women, then that would make them stop shooting other people. And Tiffany Haddish says something similar in this interview. And it goes like this: dating music. I just like to talk my truth. Like people have asked me, Tiffany, how can we solve this? What do you think we could do? To be honest, I don't know. Stop the show. You damn right you don't know, okay? Because your solution is very stupid. But let's continue. But I know when I have problems and I want them solved, I just stop having sex and everything's solved. Dating music. So if everybody stopped having sex, especially if you're in an interracial relationship and your man is white, stop having sex with your white man. Things will change, she continued. If you're a white woman and you got a white man, stop having sex with that white man. When a white man ain't getting sex, things change, that I know. Let's give Tiffany Haddish a round of applause.
Bruh.
For being a complete imbecile, right? I mean, she's actually very dumb. Let's talk about this. In the black community, all right, we have 45 million African Americans, something like this. If every African American donated $100 a year into a presidential fund, that should be $4.5 billion, right? But see, that's theoretically. Theoretically, people don't do things theoretically. I mean, this is why she is an entertainer and a failure of a comedian and not a person who's logical. Because, number one, nobody's going to do that, okay? These women who start dating these guys, especially sisters who are in interracial relationships with white men who have racist tendencies, number one, they know this ahead of time, okay? You know this ahead of time. If the guy doesn't like black people, or if people don't like black people, and then you deal with them, and then all of a sudden you're going to say, you know what, you're racist. We've been together for 5 years and we have kids. You're providing for me. You're doing everything, but you don't like black people. I'm not going to give you any. Then what happens if he gets up and says, all right, cool, I'm gone. Goes to another woman and start dealing with her. You do know that it's that easy, right? And this is the whole situation where, people like Tiffany Haddish feel like everything can be solved by what's in between your legs. Racism cannot be solved what's in between your legs, okay? People are racist because of, number one, what they've been taught. So, meaning that, if you're a person in your family has views, or you have these own personal views yourself, withdrawing from sex can't change that. And you cannot change how people feel about you. I think that's something that people on the right, on the left or right, don't want to talk about. And it's a tough conversation. There is no solution for racism. Like, I hope everybody knows that. The only thing you can do is punish those people that exhibit those tendencies, and try to do that in America by not hiring people, qualified candidates, because everybody deserves protection under the law. So that has to be granted. But people don't have to hang around you or have to like you or whatever or say nice things about you. That's not guaranteed. You cannot stop people from saying this. Like, you've been seeing a lot of people as of late, popular people, football coaches, they have their views. They can apologize for it, but these are their views. That's how they feel. All right? No woman can stop men from being racist. You can't stop them. The only person that can change their mind about racism are the people themselves. And you can't change it. Women don't have that much authority over the world to change it. Because even if, let's say, for example, if a guy was to not have sex, with his wife, or she withholds that from him, well, then what is he going to do? Let's say theoretically, he might not talk about racism with you, but in order to get what he wants, but then he'll go and talk about it with his friends or join other groups. And see, that's what happens when people are blocked out of being able to what they want to say. All they do is go dark web, they go undercover, they create troll accounts, they go on secret societies, whatever, and they talk about their stuff there. All right? This is what happens. But see, here's the situation. How about you not marry somebody that's like that? Okay? Women that are married to guys, especially sisters in interracial relationships, if the guy is racist against blacks and you've already been sleeping with the guy, my question is, why are you with him in the first place? Well, I mean, that this is how the guy feels about black people. You feel like you're different for whatever reason. So now all of a sudden you want him to stop what you were okay with doing. It doesn't work. You've already in too deep. You can't stop. And the reason why you can't stop is because you don't feel like he's talking about you. You understand? You just don't feel that way. And that's something that's very, very important here. And I think that with Tiffany Haddish and people who think like on a unilateral level, if I could say that, problems are much more severe than that. All right? There are some people who can change their minds about racism. There are some people who can never change their mind. And for those people who can't change their mind, it's not your fault. All right? It's just not. Like your David Dukes or George Wallaces of the world. People like this. Who are you gonna try to change people like that? Who? You can't. So it's just not gonna. It's not gonna work. All right. What you can do, Bull Connor, people like him. What you can do though, is you can work with other black people to see what you can do to help each other. Anytime, and see, that's the message, right? That's the wrong message. The wrong message is to stop telling people to stop sleeping with the other people. The right message is to say, you know what? I'm going to work with black people and try to solve this problem. How can I fight this? I want to support more black businesses. I want to support more black entities. I want to do more things that help us escape this issue. Make them at least respect people. Not asking somebody to stop sleeping with their husband because they don't like me. You've been sleeping with them, keep sleeping with them. So anyways, guys, I know this is very, very, very interesting, but what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Subscribe at the bell. I really, really, really appreciate you brothers out there. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish, although this was very, very buffoonish and idiotic. Guys, let me know what you're thinking about. Not press one, but subscribe at the bell. Go to the first comment, rather, and check out my first comment pinned to the top. You will be able to check out my Patreon there. Shout out to all the brothers joining up. And guys, I really thank you so much for your support. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.